Dr. Harris, thank you so much for shedding such light on that. That is so powerful, and we're grateful to have you here today. And while we have you, we want to hold you a little bit longer and kind of ask you some questions. We want to know what was it that inspired you to become a grief counselor specifically?
I was inspired to become a grief counselor through my own personal experiences in dealing with grief and loss.
Yeah.
I think my biggest loss that I endured was when I lost my father
Mm-hmm.
about
Hmm.
23 years ago. That was I suffered a great loss there
Yeah.
because we had, like I said, I had shared before that, um, our relationship was rocky after my parents divorced, and through prayer and meditation, I prayed that our relationship would get back to where it needed to be, and not where I
Hmm.
wanted it to be, but where it needed to be, and it did, and it
That's
lasted for
wonderful.
about
Yeah.
4 years and 4 months, and my father passed away after that. But
Wow.
those were the best 4 years and 4 months that we had during my whole journey with him.
That's
That's
beautiful.
wonderful.
They were
Yeah.
the
That is
best,
beautiful.
and I thoroughly enjoyed those last 4 years and 4 months with him. They were
Mhm.
great for me.
Uh, you know, um, when we first started doing this, we decided that we wanted to break off a part of it, Dr. Harris, to speak specifically to the African American man. And that's
Hmm.
not to exclude anyone, but again, coming from this demographic and seeing firsthand some of the tests and trials that we go through, I wanted to know, in your opinion, um, what are some of the challenges, and if you can come up with some solutions, that'll be perfect
Hmm.
for the African American male in dealing with grief. You know, it's a kind of a double entendre with us in sharing our emotions and how we are perceived when we share those emotions. So when it comes to grief, what are the challenges that you see? And if you have any solutions or answers for those challenges, we'd love to hear your take on that tonight.
One of the challenges that I see with grief, and especially as it relates to African American men, is the personal biases of people that people hold within
Right.
themselves
Hmm.
and within their hearts. You know, like I said, when I grew up as a child, I grew up in the '60s
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
in rural Georgia. And when I grew up, and everything, of course, we were taught that, little boys don't cry.
Mm-hmm.
They don't cry, and you're going to be a sissy, and
Yeah.
you just, that's just that you just can't do that.
Mm.
When you need to toughen up, and you need to be playing football, or you need to be playing some type of sport,
Yeah.
and getting dirty, and that type of thing like that. But you definitely don't need to be sitting around crying,
Right.
and that type of thing like that. And I remember how hard I took it when my grandfather died. My grandfather died when I was 19.
Mm-hmm.
That was
Hmm.
my mother's father, and I didn't know my father's father at all, but I knew my mother's father,
Yeah.
and and I had a very, very striking resemblance to him. I look a lot like him,
Mm.
and I was proud of that. Now I know the connecting eyebrows that I have and everything and stuff, like I inherited
Yeah.
those from him. And I remember how I got teased a lot when I was a child, that because I had connecting eyebrows, that I was crazy, and that I was
Mm-hmm.
going to
Mm.
go crazy, and those types of things like that. Things that were very hurtful, that
Right.
people
Hmm.
Right.
thought was
Yeah.
funny, were very hurtful. And people talked about my teeth and how big my teeth were, and those types of things like that. And and they were hurtful things.
Mm-hmm.
But the crux of the matter, we still need to know how to be human.
That's right.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
right.
before you become
Yes.
before you become men. You need to know how to be human,
That's
Please say
right.
that one more
and
time.
That is so powerful.
before you become men, you need to know how to be human.
Yeah.
And
That
that
needs
way,
to go on
and
somebody's T-shirt, somebody's
yes,
billboard, somebody's something. That need to be somebody's hashtag.
because we have to know how to treat people.
That's right.
That's
We
right.
have to know how to treat people, and we have to. You can't very well mentor a young boy if you have not established yourself in your manhood.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be
Wow.
very difficult. It's a very
Yeah.
difficult challenge. It's an
Right.
uphill battle when you're trying to do that. And especially when you still have things, you still have stuff that you have not taken care of.
That's right.
So I think that, like I said, I think that one of the things that like I said before, is the attitudes that people have, in terms of what black men are supposed to do,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
and what they're not supposed to do, and this type of thing like that. How is it that can you show emotion? Can you not show emotion to something bad happening to somebody else?
Come on now.
How
Right.
can you not do that?
Right.
And my mother used to tell me, as a young boy, and they're in my teen years, she said that a man, um, you watch how a man treats his mother,
Mm-hmm.
and that
Mm-hmm.
would give you a clear indication of how he's going to treat other women.
Yeah.
That's right.
And my mother, she still lives by that. My mother's 82 years old now, and
Mm-hmm.
but I mean, let me put that back, because she's 28.
Yeah, 28. Hi,
so,
mom.
so she used to tell me that a lot when I was coming up through the ranks and everything. And she would always tell me, she said, listen, always be good to your mother.
Yeah, yeah.
Always be good to your mother. She said, be good to your mother, and God's gonna bless you. Um, in terms of having, um, you know, having to deal with death, and I mean grief, and loss and everything, your background and your upbringings will have a lot to do with, will play a critical role
That's
in
right.
terms of how
They
you
will.
actually handle it.
Mm-hmm.
They certainly
Because
will.
if you didn't come from a supportive environment that supported you having feelings,
Having
Mm-hmm.
it's
feelings.
gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is gonna be hard. I remember the first time that one of my patients died, at the house and everything, and I actually cried there at the house with the family.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And because it hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This person was a good person,
Right.
and I don't think they became a good person just because they got sick.
Mm-hmm.
I think they was a good person, period, all along.
Right. Right.
Right.
Human.
There's
They
a
were
difference.
human. Yeah.
There's a significant difference in good and being good, being bad, right and wrong. There's a significant difference,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
and we have to, and we just have to just call it what it is. We have to call a spade
That's
a spade.
right. That's right.
And like I said, I genuinely believe that person was a good person in their life, in their former life. I don't think that illness had nothing to do with them, because a lot of times when people get sick, and their lives start changing and everything, they become a different person. And
Mm-hmm.
some people never change.
That's
Right.
right.
Some people some
Unfortunately,
people opt out.
you are right.
Hey, it's okay. It's okay. That's your choice. You know. But there again, like I said, I think that the crux of the matter is that, in terms of our reactions to different grief, situations, has how we react to it, or how we handle it, is very um, is based on what happened in our past.
I think that's
Because
true.
if you weren't
Yeah.
taught how to handle those types of things, if you weren't taught how to love,
That's
you
Yeah.
weren't
right.
taught how to hug another brother and tell him, "Look, I love you. I,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're going through, but I'm here for you. I just want to be here
Yeah.
for you."
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And without expecting anything in return.
That's
Right.
right.
That's the other
Right.
sentence you
I
need to
call
answer.
it with a pure motive.
pure motive. I'm doing
Yeah.
this without expecting anything in return.